Do you have any people in China or India who are involved in this question, either inside the government or outside the government, or both? In other words, somebody who's simpatico and trying to get something done over there also.
Well, in fact, the Chinese government, as you know, has been actively involved in tree planting for a couple decades now, and has literally, I don't remember what the number is, I saw it in the last day or two, but it didn't stick in the head. It's a significant amount of CO2 they have pulled out of the atmosphere in the process. So I think they would have natural empathy towards all of this. And India certainly has scientists there who understand all of this. But there you see the land use problem of the world in starkest terms. And in the end, this is a gigantic land use issue. Which land and how much for agriculture and where? How much for biofuels? How much for biosequestration? And how much for biodiversity conservation? So I think we're finally going to have to come to terms with land use in a way that we haven't before. And in a sense, it seems to me, the more people understand how all of this interplays, the more people will understand that we have to come to a real reconciliation with the living planet.
If I can follow up on that question, it's not directly related to China and India, but it is related to the sort of global dynamics here of the attention being given now to tropical deforestation and to biological sequestration more generally. When Kyoto was being negotiated, there was a pox was put on talking about carbon sinks because there was a view that some of the developed countries, including the U.S., wanted to use the fact that they had very vibrant sinks as a way to diminish the obligations to reduce the emissions reductions that should be assigned to them. And influential organizations like the World Wildlife Fund just said we're not including land use in any meaningful way in the equation, or we're very against that. And the global market that developed under the Clean Development Mechanism excluded all but very small slice of land use as a basis for credits. Now that's completely changed. It's really amazing. A combination of the rainforest countries getting together through the Rainforest Coalition and saying, we know that there's a big issue here and we want to be part of the international discussions. Yeah. They have brought forests to the table, and then organizations like the World Wildlife Fund have changed their view 180 degrees, and Carter Phillips will say this. There's a recognition now that we have to do everything we can to deal with the carbon problem. And yes, we're going to continue to reduce industrial emissions and focus on that, but we've got to work on the biological sequestration side as well, and forests are a big part of that, and we're going to do what we can to help protect forests. So the dynamic has really changed going into Copenhagen.